In this short video, we're going to look at the periodic table in terms of metals and nonmetals. So if this is a basic outline of the periodic table, it's arranged into geometric blocks, and the skinny block on the left is called the S block. The larger block in the middle is called the D block. The rightmost block is called the P block. And then the block down here is called the F block. So we have S, D, P, and F blocks. Now, if you look at the periodic table, hydrogen tends to sit atop the S block like almost like a chimney. And helium sits over here. So when we talk about blocks, we typically don't refer to period 1 or the two elements of period 1, hydrogen and helium. If we take the P block and we approximately chop it diagonally in half like this, then if we ignore the fact that there are elements right in the middle, for the most part, the elements above this divisive line and period 1 elements, hydrogen and helium, are nonmetals. Everything else that's not shaded, so the S block, the D block, the F block, they're all metals. So it's important that we can, if given a periodic table, we can refer to it, and based on the location of an element in the periodic table, we know whether something is a metal or a nonmetal. In this video and in this course, actually, we're going to ignore any elements that lie right on that line. They're just not part of our discussion. So now I know I've got nonmetals and metals. What can I do with that information? Well, I know that if I have nonmetal interacting with another nonmetal, so if I can identify an interaction between two nonmetals, then typically this interaction is a covalent bond. And if I have covalent bonds between multiples of elements, then I eventually have a covalent compound. Where here, the word covalent reminds me that I'm sharing valence electrons, I'm cooperating my valence electrons, and recall the valence electrons are on the outside of the atom. Conversely, if I have a metal interacting somehow with a nonmetal, then this interaction is an ionic bond. Ionic because it reminds me that I don't cooperate my valence electrons, I preferentially exchange them. So the nonmetals remove electrons from metals. Metals lose their valence electrons, essentially, and the nonmetals complete the valence shell of electrons. So I form ionic compounds. So again, it's important to know how elements will interact with each other based on the nature of their elements to begin with.